guys, what's going on? You are now tuning into Life with Sadie Andre, and I am your host, of course, the Prince, Ike Nitty from New York City. And we are back up on this scene with the gangsta lean. Welcome, 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 beautiful people. Now, of course, before I get started, you guys already know the drill. I appreciate you guys rocking with me, and I'm just so excited to be having you guys on this journey with me because it was a process to get this stuff together. So now that I'm in a different headspace, I'm just ready to continue. So I hope you guys got your Kool-Aid and your Ciroc because we're back with another great episode. So here we go. Now, today I want to talk about mental health and how important it is. So, in high school, I want to say senior year, I had my very first breakdown. And it was so scary to me because I didn't know what was going on in my mind. Like, I thought something was really wrong with me because I never had a breakdown before. I never had an emotional breakdown before. And when I realized that was what was happening, I completely ignored it. And I just thought that was just something that would kind of pass. Like, I didn't really pay attention to it. I thought it was just like a one-time thing, And now that I'm looking back at everything, like I should have took care of that issue when it first happened, because I feel like I could have been a lot better way before this moment, and when I realized that other people have been having these breakdowns and also ignoring it, it was a shocker to me because I never thought some of the people would be going through this kind of the same stuff I'm going through, or I was going through at the time, And what kind of sucks is that me being African American, I was kind of taught to hold my feelings in all the time. Like, I was taught to be strong because my parents had to be strong. They had to kind of just brush everything off, and they didn't really talk about how they felt because no one really was listening. So no matter who did them wrong or how they felt, they were just taught to be strong. And I feel like that is so messed up because I feel like everyone should have a voice and everyone should be entitled to how they feel. And if you're feeling some sort of way at that moment, most definitely speak up and see why you're being treated the way you are or whatever is going on in your life, But it's unfortunate that we as African Americans had to have that type of mentality. Like, it's really messed up. And every other race can just get the help with a snap of a finger, you know what I mean? But it's like, when it comes to us, why can't we get the help? Because of the color of our skin? No, that's messed up. I will say that, yes, a lot of things have changed within the years, but then again, I feel like it kind of hasn't. Like, it has, but it hasn't. you know? And I'm seeing I'm seeing more people speak up about their mental health and, you know, getting help that they need and acknowledging that they need to change and for the better. But then I'm also seeing a lot of other people still holding how they feel inside. And I also feel like, again, that's because of the color of their skin. They feel like that if they speak, no one will listen. But I've learned that I had to go out and get that help. I had to do something about it because I can't wait for people to change me. Everything I do starts with me, and everything I do ends with me. So if I want to change for myself and be a better me, then I have to go out and get the help. I'm tired of sitting down and waiting for a handout, because at the end of the day, I wasn't speaking up. I would always hide how I felt on the inside. And acknowledging the fact that I'm having these breakdowns, it's scary. And, you know, I've read stories, I've seen Instagram posts, Twitter posts, all types of stuff about how people take their lives because they constantly have these breakdowns and no one's there to help them. And at the same time, they're not speaking. So I'm going to be the one to speak on my issues and tell you like a story and how I am starting to overcome my breakdowns and stuff like that. So in high school, yes. Yes, I told you guys about that already. I had my first breakdown, right? So my counselor suggested that I go to this meeting. It was like a meet and confess club. I think that's what it was called. I don't remember. So what happened was it was like 6 of us. So we all came, sat in a circle, and we all talked about our issues. And we talked about how we can overcome our issues and how we can help each other, because when I seen those other 5 people, I was kind of shocked because I knew 2 of them, but I didn't know them personally. It was like hey, how you doing? We take class together, we laugh, play around, all that other stuff. But I didn't know they were going through similar issues that I was going through. So, when we sat down and had the talk, I was the second person to go. No, I was the third person. Yeah, I was the third person. So the first 2 people that went, they were pretty much, they kind of had the same story in a way, but only difference was one was a guy, one was a girl. But they were explaining how they feel as though one of their parents are not accepting who they are. So I'm not gonna lie, it did get me emotional because I'm dealing with that myself, so I can 100% empathize. I know how that feels. Now, I don't know if it was their mom or their dad, but they just said one of their parents. So whatever the reason was, whichever parent it was, just know I can relate. And, when they got to me, I also said I can empathize with those 2 because one of my parents doesn't accept me for the lifestyle I'm living. Well, actually, no, it's not even a lifestyle, for who I am. That's what I'm going to say. Excuse me, guys. I didn't mean to say lifestyle. And I just wanted him, I just said it. I just wanted Well, you guys know my father, but I just wanted him to kind of be a father, you know? I felt like he was treating his other sons more than me. I felt like he loved them more than me. And I just felt like I was not his child. And that's so heartbreaking because you are the one who brought me into this world. So why am I feeling like you are neglecting me? And then sometimes when I want to talk about it, I feel like you're stonewalling, and that irritates me because I just want to know what's going on. Like if he had said, I don't want you in my life because of who you choose to sleep with. Yes, I would be hurt, but I would respect you enough to know that's how you really feel, you know? And from there, I would be able to move on. Yes, I would be hurt. Yes, I would get upset. Yes, there would be days when, I feel like I want to call him and, maybe curse him out or just talk to him, whatever the case may be. But at least I will know your feelings and how you really feel about me being a gay man. But I feel like he is personally scared because he doesn't want to lose his son completely, but at the same time it's like you were kind of absent my whole life. And yes, I would still love a relationship, but it has to be both of us. It can't just be one putting all the effort and the other one's not doing anything. That's just not how it's going to work. So as I'm explaining all this to them, they are just telling me that it's okay to feel that way, and if you ever have that conversation with your father, just make sure you lay everything out on the line and just make sure it's what you want at the end, and not, not make it seem like you just wanna, I guess, have a conversation with him, if that makes sense. So, I just brushed that whole meeting off. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Yes, I did get emotional as they were talking, but I always claimed there was nothing wrong with me. I always said, no, this is just a one-time thing. I don't even know why I came here. All types of nonsense. I didn't say that, but in my head, that's what I was thinking. So everybody explained their stories. I'm sympathizing and I'm empathizing with the people that I could, but I'm trying to sympathize with everyone else. And, the meetings went pretty well. But after that, I never went again because I felt like nothing was wrong with me. I felt like, that was a one-time thing. In reality, it really wasn't. And I had to realize that, no, I should have realized that this is a sign, and if I don't do something now, it's gonna get a lot worse, and I don't want to do something that I can't come back from, So as life went on, senior year was over, college, that's when I started to really, really have breakdowns, like often, and no one would see me. It would just be kind of in my room. So that's when I started to realize that I need to get help. And I really wish I would have attacked that situation when it first happened. But, you're young, you kind of just let things go in one ear and out the other, and you just claim that you're good and nothing's wrong with you. And that was something that I shouldn't have done. But you know, it happened. I'm getting the help that I need. Again, you guys know about my life coach. He's awesome. He's been helping me through the process. He's asking me tough questions that I never asked myself. And he's just, making me better because I haven't done a lot of the things that I used to do when I was upset. Like I never would hurt myself. Don't think that. I never would hurt myself, but I always would talk reckless to people, or I would just start petty arguments, like stuff like that. So now I'm just a lot more chill. Yes, I have breakdowns still, but to make myself feel better, I wasn't doing what I was doing back then, So, it's I feel like I didn't take it. No, I didn't take it as serious as you guys can hear. As you guys can tell, I'm sorry. I didn't take it as serious as I should have. And I don't regret it, but if I knew what I know now, I definitely would have taken it a lot more serious. And I just want you guys to understand that I have no problem crying as an African American. I have no problem crying. Now, some people are secretive about it, but me, I'm very vocal. Like I can't hide how I feel. If I'm not saying it, then you're seeing it in my face. Which is why, a lot of people say my facial expressions are crazy, which I have to confirm, yes, they are, because people who know me know my facial expressions are crazy. But in my defense, I do not realize I'm making faces. It kind of just happens, but that's another story. So, again, yes, I'm still having these breakdowns, but my life coach is pretty much telling me that I'm going to get through the process. It's not easy, but I have to put in the work to do it. You know what? One thing he asked me? He asked me, do you feel like since you didn't get the love you should have gotten from your father, that made you who you are today? And I was just like, you know what? Yes, he has a part of he has to do with some of that. And I feel like had we had these type of conversations, I wouldn't have had breakdowns, and I wouldn't think that something's wrong with me, and I wouldn't be thinking that he just wants nothing to do with me because of who I am. And that's not how I should feel. But I'm entitled to how I feel, but I shouldn't feel that way because I know that he loves me. I know that, but I just feel like his actions were a little different. Like he handled things differently. And when I look back at myself, that's exactly how I handled it. Like when there's something wrong, he kind of would just shut down. And that's what I would do. Like I would say how I would feel, but then that would be it. Like I wouldn't, take it any further than that. And I feel like he was upset with me being a gay man, but instead of him talking, he kind of just pushed himself away from me. So I can't blame him for, doing that because he was treated that way, but I feel like you should be a better father for your child, because I want to have children and I never would want my son and or daughter to feel like I don't care. Like they're always going to know I got them. They're always going to know I'm here. Any type of stuff they want to talk about, I'm here. So if they ever have breakdowns, I can empathize and tell them, if you want to get help, let's go get it. And I'll be there every step of the way. Because I would hate for my child to physically hurt themselves or take their life, because that would break my heart, and that would personally make me feel like I failed as a parent, and I wouldn't be able to live with myself knowing that someone I brought into the world committed suicide because of whatever they were going through, and it's really hurtful that people, parents had to go through this with their kids. It's really upsetting, and mental health is so slept on, and I just don't like how it's not acknowledged. I feel like this is how I feel. I feel like anyone with health insurance, I feel like mental health should be included with your insurance. I feel like if you need to get that type of help, go get it. It should be included. Or, take a test to see like if your mental health is okay, like stuff like that. And it's very shocking. It's very shocking that, they want so much more money in order to take care of you when you have these mental breakdowns. And it's like, for what? We pay so much for health insurance, or our jobs pay for it, or whatever the case may be. And you mean to tell me when someone's having a breakdown and they want to check themselves into a hospital to get help, you're not going to help them? Why? And then they want to play this role, and not play this role. They want to just say, oh, anyone who has mental breakdowns is crazy. They need to be locked away. They need padded walls, like all types of stuff. And it's like, no, you don't know what these people go through when they have these breakdowns. You do not understand how it feels. So you cannot call somebody crazy because they're having breakdowns. You have to literally, I feel like you have to just be there. Why can't you just try to uplift someone you care about that's having these breakdowns? But instead you want to tear them down. You want to call them crazy. You want to say everything in the world to hurt their feelings. And for what? It's not okay. I feel like if mental health was more acknowledged, there would, I wouldn't say the world would be a perfect place, but I think it would be a little better, because I see people on social media saying crazy stuff, and I just be like, that's a mental illness. You know what I'm saying? I don't say that to them, but it's like, why would you say that? Like, I remember somebody tweeted, all gay people don't belong on this earth. How dare you say that? Like, that is a mental illness. You know what I'm saying? In what world would that be okay? I would never disparage anyone for who they are. You know what I'm saying? who you are is who you are. So who am I to judge you? The only person that can judge you is the Lord himself. So if it's not him, don't even let it stress you out. And that's just my view on mental health. Now, I will say this before I wrap it up. Anyone out there, anyone who is afraid to get help, it's okay. But I strongly suggest that you go and get the help. And I will say that I really feel like you should get professional help. Like, you go see a psychiatrist or a life coach or whoever you feel is necessary, a therapist, whatever you feel is necessary to change your life. Because I feel like you can talk to your friends, you can talk to your family, but I feel like it's different. No, it is different when it comes to a professional, because they will ask you those tough questions. They will tell you what you should and should not do. Not all of them, but you just got to find the right one. And if you take those steps in becoming better and acknowledging the fact that you want to not stay in that dark place, that's the way to go. And by getting that type of help, you will be a lot better. I promise you. I am a witness. I promise you. I had breakdowns so often. Guys, it's not even funny. Like, it was to the point to where I really, really was guessing, like, why am I even here? You know what I'm saying? And I've talked to people who have had these breakdowns as well, but they swear up and down nothing's wrong with them, but somehow you're still having mental breakdowns, but nothing's wrong with you, right? But anyway, so I can't tell everyone to go get help, but I can strongly suggest it. Now, it may not work for everyone, but as long as you tried, put your best effort into it, then I can't knock you. I feel like that's what matters. But you have to do the work, and you have to kind of let these professionals in. You do. You have to open up, and you have to tell them everything so they can start from the beginning. Because if you just kind of BS, then they're going to BS with you as well, And unfortunately, some life coaches will tell you what you want to hear versus someone who tells you what you need to hear. Like for me, I went through 3 life coaches. I had 2 women and I had a guy. The guy is who I have now. Now, I wasn't vibing with the 2 women because they were kind of telling me what I wanted to hear. Like, oh, everything's okay, you're beautiful, just make sure you're staying true to yourself, stuff like that. Versus the guy I have now, he would ask me those tough questions. Like, what is it that you're doing to cause these breakdowns? Why do you feel that you're not good enough? Why do you think your father has neglected you for so long? Have you ever considered the fact that maybe he's been through that same thing, but you wouldn't know because you never talked to him? You always put the blame on him, but you never realized that you're playing a part in it too. You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that made me think versus stuff I just wanted to hear. He tells me what I need to hear. And it's tough love. I look at it as tough love. And, he checks on me, make sure I'm good. It's not, I feel like he's not even just a life coach. He's become kind of a friend. Because, life coaches just keep it professional and move on. He would text me, see if I'm okay. He would say he can't wait to the next sessions. And he's proud that I've progressed. And I'm not the same person I was in the beginning. So I'm really proud of myself for that. And, it's a great feeling. It really is. And to know that I've taken these steps to better Isaiah, no one can ever take that away from me. And that's just the Kool-Aid and Ciroc. And that is where we will wrap things up. I love you guys so, so, so much. Thank you for tuning in. And I definitely will see you next time on Life with Sadie Andre. Mwah.